92.7 WOBM. Good morning, Shawn Michaels with you, and joining me right now is TV personality, 14-time Emmy Award winner Meredith Vieira, along with Dr. Susan Bucata. Dr. Bucata joins us from the Orthopedic Department at University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA Health Department of Orthopedics. Doctor and Meredith, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let's start with you, Meredith.
Okay.
Now, you've had a really varied career in television, and we want to talk about why you're getting involved with women's health and why osteoporosis is something that you're, going forth with here.
Well, I have a personal connection. My mom, when she was in her 60s, started to develop a dowager's hump, and I just associated that with getting older. Never put it together with osteoporosis. She subsequently fell, low impact fall, and broke her pelvis. And she attributed that to just being clumsy. It wasn't until I was postmenopausal, went for a general exam with my doctor, and he took personal history, and he's the one who said, I want you to get a bone density scan, given what happened to your mom. And it turned out I have osteopenia of the spine, which puts me at a much greater risk of developing osteoporosis. I teamed up with Radius Health to get the word out to women, because 1 out of every 2 postmenopausal women, Shawn, will develop a fragility fracture in the remaining lifetime.
Now, do you think that your experience with Mom was something that made you think about this? So obviously it was something that you went and further pursued after your experience with her, because it was something that at first was this and then it ended up being osteoporosis.
Well, yeah, I didn't make the connection like so many people. They don't make the connection between a broken bone and osteoporosis, but it is a sign of osteoporosis. So it wasn't until my doctor intervened that I became much more aware of it. And I think that one of the problems with the disease is that people don't want to talk about it because they think, oh, it's something that happens to old people and I'm never going to get old. Well, when you look at the numbers, 50% of us who are postmenopausal will get that fracture. The good news is there are now treatments out there to help, including this one that was just approved by the FDA.
Now let's talk with Dr. Susan Bucata and ask you, doctor, who's most at risk when we're talking osteoporosis? Who are the people that we're talking about, or is that a very broad way of looking at it?
So it is a broad way. If you get older, you're essentially at risk for osteoporosis, and particularly if you're a woman over the age of 50 and you've had a fall from standing height or less that resulted in a fracture, you have the disease of osteoporosis. Yet only 20% of people who've had that fracture get treatment for osteoporosis, even though you're 5 times more likely to have another fracture, particularly in that first year after that fracture.
Wow. Now, what are some things that we can do to protect our bones, doctor? What are some available treatment options that women in our audience can take in?
So fortunately now there are many treatments that are available that can help prevent fracture, and you should talk with your doctor to determine what treatments are best for you. This newly approved treatment from the FDA called Tymlos is an anabolic agent, and that's one of the choices. Anabolics have been shown to actually rebuild your bone, to put new bone into your skeleton, make it stronger, and make it more fracture resistant. This medicine may be associated with bone cancer. However, it's not been determined if this will occur in people. And some patients who took Tymlos did experience some dizziness and some increased calcium in their urine. So like with all treatments, you do need to talk with your doctor and determine what treatment is best for you. We always remind people to think about calcium, vitamin D, weight-bearing exercise, and living a good, healthy lifestyle. That all helps. But if you've had a fracture, you do need treatment to help prevent additional fractures.
Doctor, is there a ballpark age when women should start thinking about osteoporosis or not?
So you really should start thinking about it when you enter menopause. And certainly if you have not had a bone density scan by age 65, you should at least have a baseline bone density scan. But fractures start in your 50s, and you can continue to fracture as you age.
Very good.
And I think you're never too young to get wisdom about bone health. I mean, we're encouraging people to go to bonenews.com and start educating yourself before you're menopausal about your bones, because they're so important, and it's one of those areas of the body that nobody ever talks about.
Yeah,
and you need to talk to your mothers, talk to your daughters, talk to your grandmothers. It's important for everybody to know more about bone health because we can prevent fractures now.
Meredith, what was that website that you gave for folks to get more information?
Well, to get more news about bones, go to bonenews.com.
Very good. Real quick, Meredith, before we let you go, of course, we loved you getting up every morning with the Today Show and everything. Do you find that you're still a morning person? Were you never a morning person, or you were always a morning person?
I have never been a morning person. I am like Dracula. I do very well at night. I really do, except I happen to love garlic. But I do very, very well at night and not so great in the morning. When I was doing the Today Show, very often I went to bed between 11:30 and midnight, and I had to be up by 2 a.m. So that was it was tough on me. Talk about health and a healthy way to live. But I loved doing the show. I loved being a part of it. I had to prop up Matt Lauer day after day after day, but, you do what you have to.
Meredith, thanks so much for being with us. Meredith Vieira, Dr. Susan Bocata. Ladies, thanks for sharing some insight into women's health, and I know the ladies in our audience are going to get some good information out of this. Ladies, have a wonderful day today.
You too, Sean. Thank you.
All right, there they are, Meredith Vieira and Dr. Susan Bocata. Get more details on our website at WOBM.com.